So last case study, King Kong. So I have a personal involvement in this one. So a bit of background, King Kong was a big monument that adorned the streets of Birmingham in the early 70s. So Nicholas Munro was the original artist and sculptor. And during the Commonwealth Games, someone felt it was a good idea to reinstate King Kong, because King Kong had been, unfortunately, by the late 70s, had been taken down and brought back into private ownership. I believe the original King Kong is in someone's back garden. That's not a joke, that's the truth. It got sold off, basically, and it's been, I think it's gone through about 4 or 5 different owners over the years. I think the original was carbon fibre. Yeah, the original. So it was a good idea for the kind of long-term runners who still remember the original to bring it back as part of the Commonwealth Games. So I was tasked to scan it in a day, because that's what they gave me, the original maquette. So the good news of this one is that the original maquette that was used to design, to create the carbon fibre sculpture exists in Wolverhampton Art Gallery. So this is where I come into this. Yeah, so that's the original maquette. It's only about a metre tall, actually, the original maquette, designed, I believe it dates back to 1971. So luckily this was kept in good condition. Yeah, it was, kept in very good storage. So with an Artiglio, I went over to Wolverhampton Art Gallery, 3D scanned it, and then post-processed it. So we have it in its former glory. But the idea is the original was only about a metre tall, and the mission was to get this to be 7 metres tall. Yeah, so I had to digitally, obviously, process this out, but also upscale it to 7 metres. So it's about a 7x, I believe, scale up. So what I did is export an STL that's 7 times the size of the original, yeah, dimensionally at least, and over to a company called Robocarve. Then took the STL and machined it out of polystyrene, or blocks of polystyrene. So they would have had to split the mesh into several pieces, because the blocks of polystyrene aren't big enough, right? So they had to make it in pieces.
Robocarve and JMSS, we've got the honour of producing this King Kong for Birmingham. We've taken the original maquette made by Nicholas Munro, 3D scanned it, blew it up to just over 7 metres, machining it out of polystyrene and taking it through the process. Post-machining, we'll sand this down, detail the eyes, all the facial features, and really get it ready for foaming and hard coating.
So this is a nice one because it still marries up the digital process with the traditional process. You still have to finish the thing. You still have to give it the black coat of paint, make it glossy and so forth. So we do actually have quite a few projects like this with artists and sculptors actually at Central Scanning. We work with Tom Hisco, a bit of Merlin Entertainment as well, and some of their parts. But similar kind of process, to be honest. So you would 3D print the rough shape, but it will still require an artist to do the finishing touches, to give it a coat, to give it the right colour, to give the sand down finish. So that's me being a tourist at the end of the whole process. So kids for scale, in case you're wondering how big the thing is, kids in the background. So that was actually at one of the fan parks during the Commonwealth Games. I think it was an injury call to this one specifically, if you know Birmingham at all. So unfortunately that was only meant to be a temporary exhibit because it's made of polystyrene. So it was only there for about 6 weeks during the duration of the Commonwealth Games.